G'day and welcome back to CS38 Racing. This is episode 18. We are down in Indonesia at Mandalika. We are fighting Piqueras and Rueda from the front row of the grid and looking to get another win on the tally as we push towards getting our way into the Moto2 World Championship for next season. So it's overall a pretty interesting race. We've got some good passes here, some good battles, and the field looks to be battling behind, but we are able to get ourselves ahead of Rueda and get another win. Okay, so let's jump straight down into it here at Indonesia. We are in the second qualifying, from the top half qualifying. So let's jump down onto the track and see our best lap of qualifying. We had an invalid lap before this one. Now we're going to come on to our first flying lap of the session. Coming into turn 1, can be quite difficult to sort of run a little bit wide, and you can take a few different lines because the track is quite wide, but you do need to pick your line and try and get through this tight infield section as quickly as possible, hitting the apexes there. I tend to come out a little bit wider here to try and cut a tighter line and keep that mid-corner speed flowing, just sort of bouncing curb to curb, inside curb, outside curb, just to maintain the pace as best as we can by keeping everything nice and smooth. Heavy on the brakes now down into turn 10. As we come out quite wide, again the Mandalika circuit is quite a wide circuit, so there is, for these little Moto3 bikes, quite a bit of room to run some different lines. Up in the third sector, come around turn 14, putting on the power, going through the gears here, up into 6th gear, then quickly back down as we're trying to get into this tight right-hander that loops all the way back round on itself before turn 17 and back on the power. As you can see, we've got the golden helmet here as we have round out the championship. So that was a fastest lap of a 1:36. We are starting from second and we were just off Rueda there. Okay, so we're going to run a medium combination for the race because it does get very hot here in Indonesia. And we're off. Not too bad. Normally we don't tend to hold the position as easily as we have there. So that is a positive attribute. Just stuck on the outside line a little bit from Piqueras there, and Rueda is running away in these first few corners. Had a little bit of nudge there with Keyless. Keyless is looking to make a move around the outside. We keep the inside line, but we are going to be vulnerable to the speed that Keyless will have into turn 5. We managed to hold it. Piqueras and Rueda have pulled away at this stage already, close to half a second. Look into that change of direction. We're seeming to gain in this acceleration part of the track now. Let's see if we can make up any more time on the brakes. Seems like we can. We're still holding about 4/10. As we come into this one, this might be a bit of a battle for the top position, as Piqueras is looking to get some good points into his championship run, as well as Rueda, who was an early championship rival at the start of the season. We do have better pace through the corner, so we are holding better corner speed and better drive. We're around the outside of Piqueras. Are we going to look sneakily to the inside of Rueda? We thought about it, but thought better of it. Rueda runs wide as well. That could leave us open to Piqueras, but Piqueras has not got close enough to pull through. Just a little bit of a sit up there for Rueda. Let's see if we can get into the slipstream down the straight. So we finish in the position we started for lap 1. Piqueras has dropped back a little bit. We're gaining a little bit here into the braking zone on Rueda. Rueda's sitting up and we ran a little bit wide, so we both come out pretty even. Oh, I've got a big shake on the rear tyre there, losing control on the brakes. So we almost lost our second position. just looking to get any sort of grip on Rueda here. We do not want him to get away. There we go. We've got a good run out of turn 8 and in turn 9. And we should be able to defend this position now into turn 10. But we do run a bit deep, but I think we're going to be able to pull that up. Yes, we are. So we're still ahead of Rueda in this one. But will Rueda make a move back? He was thinking about it, but we managed to close the door. Now we're just looking to extend our lead. Already up to 0.5 of a second. Done the fastest lap so far, a 1:37.238. Rueda is still about half a second, just under half a second behind us, so we're still managing to hold a bit of a gap here. Fernandez has a warning for irresponsible riding. I'm not sure where he is sitting in the points position, so he's 5 seconds down, but not in the top 10, from what we can tell of the objectives. So it's through those sets of corners that we're able to make a lot more time on Rueda. Gonna crash in sector 3, not sure who's gone down. A little bit wide there, but we've still got enough of a gap on Rueda at this stage as we come on to lap 4 of 7, but still enough to keep us honest. It's not like we have room to make a big mistake and be able to claim the win here, so we do need to keep ourselves true. Crash in sector 1, Munoz has gone down. Easing our way through this lap, we have had a pretty good lap here. We're pulling on to 1.2, 1.3 seconds ahead of Rueda. And we are 0.05 up on our previous best lap time. Into the final corner now. We're coming on to lap 6 of 7, and we have increased that gap. It's sitting at 1.8. We've done a fastest lap of 1:36.738. We're really starting to push the likes of Rueda and that here. In fact, they may have decided to just collect the points. As we are coming back onto the top step of the podium after that second position in Japan. The next time out, it will be our home race in Phillip Island, so hopefully we can get onto the top step of the podium there. Haven't had a strong run in recent GP games at Phillip Island. It hasn't fully gelled as much as I love the track, and it's the home track for the channel here of Australia. Yeah, haven't really gelled exactly with it, so hopefully we can get ourselves onto the podium there. Going on lap 5 of 7. I was thinking we were a lap ahead of in 6 of 7. Don't worry, my brain is a little bit cooked. Now we're on lap 6 of 7. Oh, we've gone a bit deep there. It's going to let Rueda get a bit more time on us. It was just the pressure that we had put ourselves under to keep maintaining that gap or increasing that gap that caused us to make that mistake in turn 1. And it's given a little bit of life back to Rueda's race, getting into a second territory here within a second. Has been a crash in sector 2, not sure who that was. The lead is under a second now, coming into the closing stage of this race, coming down to 0.8 of a second, so Rueda could be coming back here if we do not pull ourselves together and put in a good lap time. We've done a progression lap of a 1:42, then a 1:37.2, then a 1:37.4, then a 1:36.7, then a 1:37.7. So a full second slower than what we were previously on lap 4. We just kind of want to collect ourselves, get back into a little bit of a rhythm here on the final lap, just to ensure that we're not giving the opportunity for a dive bomb on the last lap to lose out here in Mandalika. Looks like we're getting ourselves back into sort of the lap times that we would normally be running. Still under a second for Rueda, so he is pushing to see if he can make a bit more of a attack in the closing stages of this race. Back up to a second, just from that little section there where we are faster. But we've gone dramatically wide. That was very, very wide there. Going to allow Rueda and Piqueras to come straight back into this race. So even though we put in all that effort to ensure that we did build up a gap of close to 2 seconds, we've just let that all flood away here, just flow down the river, and now it's 0.6 on the final lap and we're trying to defend a win. Oh, very twitchy into this last corner. I'm just trying to ride as cleanly as possible. We are pretty much out of grip on the front and rear right hand sides, as we're going to close it out. We've got the win here in Mandalika. Okay, so that was ourselves from Rueda, Piqueras, Quiles, Batelli, Detweiler and Foggia. Ogden and Kelso, another Aussie in the top 10, followed it by Carpe. Another Aussie that was close to the top 10 was Ralston, so hopefully we can all have a pretty strong run next time out in Phillip Island. Championship wise, we are 344 points, 147 ahead of Piqueras, 153 of Fernandez, Munoz in 4th and Rueda in 5th. So we have round out that championship, hence why we've got the golden gloves and golden helmet as well. Our teammate is in 16th overall in the championship, so hopefully he can get a few more points, get himself closer towards the top 10 or top 15 in our team's championship. Team's championship, we are currently sitting first, 118 ahead of Leopard Racing. Currently at the moment we would be looking at a triple crown. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all the time that you give into supporting the channel and watching the videos. I love making these videos, I love playing the game, so make sure like, subscribe, join in and comment down below. Thank you so much for watching.